That indeed was horrible. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the one and only Tribal Warrior YouTube channel. And as you guys already know, I am the Tribal Warrior, and in today's video, as you see by the thumbnail and as you see by the title, we are back with another Aftershock video. Now, usually when I do my Aftershock video, it is after a premium live event, and in today's case, we are doing our Aftershock on Wrestlepalooza. Now, if you're new to the channel, the Aftershock is basically just another word for my thoughts and opinions on something. And in today's video, that thoughts and opinions will be on the WWE Premium Live event, which took place on Saturday, September 20th. And at the time of recording today's video was 2 days ago. So yeah, guys, let's get into my Wrestlepalooza Aftershock. And honestly, this is probably going to be my least favorite Aftershocks I've done in a long time, or maybe even ever, because Wrestlepalooza was really horrible. It was meant to be this big, great, wow, ESPN, this is going to be historic, one of the biggest shows of the years, almost better than WrestleMania this year. No, it was completely opposite. And I'm not even an AEW fan, but I know AEW All Out was definitely better than WWE Wrestlepalooza. But let's just stop yapping about this intro and get into today's video. And I am so sad to talk about the first match today, because this match I can just sum up in one word: horrendous. At WrestlePalooza, the highly anticipated clash between Brock Lesnar and John Cena fell drastically short of expectations, delivering what many are calling the worst match of the year. Built as a marquee fight to usher in the new ESPN era, fans were promised a 5-star spectacle. Instead, they got a lifeless exchange of finishers and boring storytelling. The match opened with a couple of stiff clotheslines from Lesnar, but quickly developed into a sequence of 3 attitude adjustments from Cena and 6 F5s from Brock, which in the last one would end the match. What was meant to be a showcase of 2 of WWE's biggest icons turned into an undesired display with no drama, pacing, or emotion. The crowd's initial excitement gave away, as it became clear that there was no depth into the contest. Rather than launching the ESPN era with a bang, the match served as a tale of relying too heavy on the star power without substance. And honestly, this match was horrible. The match, I think, was like 6 minutes long, maybe 10 minutes, 6 or 10 minutes, and it was just horrible. Like, we got, as I said, 1 or 2 clotheslines, and that was it. John Cena tried to fight back, and then he just got absolutely beaten up. And it's not even the fact that the match is like 6 minutes long, or it was very boring, which it was. It was just John Cena lost, and maybe earlier in the year if John Cena lost, I wouldn't be that bad, but we are really wasting John Cena's retirement tour. After WrestlePalooza, we only have 5 dates left with the go, and he's wasting these on superstars that we don't even care about. There's some superstars he fought in his retirement tour, like Logan Paul. Like, we do not want you, Logan Paul, involved in this retirement tour. Go away. Logan has already been involved in like 2 or 3 of his PLE matches. Like, hello? And when Brock Lesnar returned at SummerSlam, I was so hyped up. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Some people hate on Brock Lesnar, and I mean, I guess I understand after everything that happened, all the accusations and all. I'm not going to deny anything, but I'm just stepping away from those accusations and politics stuff. And since he's back in the WWE, that's all I matter about. But people were mad that he was back, but I was happy. Like, imagine couple of months ago, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena get building up. Like at SummerSlam, when you thought about that match, oh my god, it was going to be awesome. I thought it was going to happen at Clash in Paris, but it didn't. And then it would obviously eventually happen at WrestlePalooza. A couple of days before WrestlePalooza, the night before, a few minutes before the match, I was so hyped up. I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is going to be like a 15-30 minute banger. We're going to be talking about this for months until the rest of his retirement tour. But no, we're going to be talking about this match as it was the worst match of the year. This match was horrible. we are currently wasting, and I'm going to use that word strong, wasting John Cena's retirement tour. In my predictions video, I predicted John Cena to win this match. Well, I got that incorrect because Brock Lesnar won the match. Now, as I said, I didn't mind Brock Lesnar, but now I do mind him because he absolutely ruined this match. And I already know John Cena. When WWE Creative told him about this match, how the laydown would have went, John Cena was probably thinking, yeah, continue on. But they'd probably say, oh yeah, that's it. We're only going to give you a couple of minutes on like one of the last few PLEs of your career. John Cena was 100% pissed off at that result. And so am I. And so are the IWC. So I'm going to skip on from this match. And I don't know, guys. I'm probably not going to ever do a live stream, like a watch along. But if I did, you should have seen my reaction to this match. When that bell rung, oh my god. I was going crazy. Not of excitement, not of happiness. I was utterly pissed off. I was so mad. And because it kicked off the show, it left me mad for the entire rest of the show. So, let's move on to our next match because this one was just horrid. From something horrible to something I guess you could say a bit better, as the next match was between the Usos versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Of course, as you see here, the Usos made their iconic way to the ring with their their original theme song. Of course, the Usos theme song when they were a team before they split up. And yeah, this was just so good. Once I heard that music, I definitely did pop. I was happy to hear the music back. But then again, typical WWE fashion, after a horrible match we had, they made it a tiny bit worse by playing Jey Uso's music. And I have nothing wrong with Jey Uso's music, but I don't get why he couldn't have played the whole thing while they're walking to the ring. Well, anyways, I'm not going to hate on it that much. So yeah, the Usos returned with their iconic music. Then we got to the actual match itself. As I mentioned, in the second match of Wrestlepalooza, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, clashed with the powerhouse duo of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, collectively known as The Vision. The fast-paced, hard-hitting match stood out for its intensity and action, easily surpassing the earlier Cena vs. Lesnar match in excitement and entertainment. LA Knight added an extra layer of intrigue as the special guest referee with tables, chairs, and ladders. Not ladders. Why am I saying ladders? There was no ladders involved, but you get it. There was chairs and tables in the match which LA Knight let slide, so that hyped up with the chaos in this brutal encounter. The match reached a turning point when Jey Uso mysteriously began bleeding, with no clear cause for the injury. Despite the Usos' resilience, the momentum swung in the Vision's favor. In the closing moments, Braun Breaker delivered a devastating double spear, sending both Usos crashing through a table and securing a decisive, well-earned victory for this team. As I mentioned, this match was 100%, like 1,000,000,000% better than John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. This match wasn't the match of the night, although I did predict the Vision to win, so that is one correct prediction so far in today's video. So yeah, nothing to hate on this match. Just still very confused. How did Jey Uso start bleeding? The third match came in excellent fashion, as it was for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this is the third match of the night, and it saw Io Sky face off against Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I mentioned it was for the World Heavyweight Championship, but none of the women in the match are champion, meaning this title is vacant. It was left open after Naomi announced her pregnancy. With the title on the line, both women deserved an outstanding performance that showcased why they're considered among the best in the world, if not the best. The match was fast-paced, technically sharp, and emotionally charged, keeping the crowd fully engaged from the start. In a back-and-forth contest filled with near falls and high-impact sequences, Stephanie Vaquer ultimately emerged victorious, capturing the Women's World Championship in a well-deserved win. The match will not only crown a new champion, but also stood out as my match of the night, thanks to the chemistry, storytelling, and sheer athleticism both women have brought to the ring. Now, I thought Io Sky would win this championship. I thought it was so early for Stephanie to win the championship, meaning I got this prediction wrong. She's only been in the company just over a year, and she was a double champion down in NXT. She was NXT North American champion and NXT Women's champion at the same time, and now she's after wrestling one of the greatest in the world in Io Sky and beat her. Not just that, but became the Women's World Champion. So yes, huge congratulations to Stephanie Vaquer. Very excited now to see what she can do with that championship and who her first title defense will be against. But yeah, great match. Congratulations, Stephanie Vaquer. Then we had our co-main event. In the co-main event of Wrestlepalooza, witnessed the biggest mixed match tag team match in WWE history, as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the reigning men's world champion and women's intercontinental champion, teamed up to face the returning AJ Lee and her husband, CM Punk. With AJ competing in her first match in over a decade, the energy in the arena was electric. Packed with memorable spots, dramatic near falls, and intense chemistry between all four competitors, the match felt like a worthy main event position. AJ Lee looked like she hadn't missed a step, delivering a outstanding performance alongside CM Punk. In the end, the fan favorite duo pulled off a major victory over WWE's power couple, capping off a historic return with a huge win. And of course, I did predict AJ Lee and CM Punk to win this match because I didn't see these losing. If AJ Lee lost her first match in over 10 years back in the WWE, it honestly would have made the show entirely worse, and I probably would have just switched the show completely off. So crazy if AJ Lee would have lost there. But yeah, the match was great. Not much to add on it. I was expecting a good match. Well, I could have said that. I said that about the John and Brock match, and then look where we were. But you know what I mean. It was a good match, this one here. So I'm happy it was. And yeah, great to see AJ Lee and CM Punk pick up the win. Then we got this unexpected moment just before the main event as the arena erupted when the badass Undertaker made a surprise return. In a rare and emotional moment, Taker walked over to the barricade where Stephanie McMahon was seated, catching the entire crowd off guard. With respect, he talked about Stephanie's incredible legacy in the WWE, both on camera and behind the scenes. The segment reached its heartfelt peak when The Undertaker officially announced Stephanie McMahon was the first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026. The crowd gave a standing ovation as Stephanie, visibly emotional, acknowledged the honor. And of course, great moment. Stephanie definitely deserves this. And yeah, it was something to kind of make the show a bit better, as we had a horrible kickoff to the show. So yeah, this was quite cool, and yeah, something to lead us up to WrestleMania next year. And then the main event of Wrestlepalooza saw Cody Rhodes defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre in a match that many hope would deliver as a massive game-changing moment, with the buzz surrounding potential surprises from a Randy Orton heel turn to a possible return of The Rock. Fans were on the edge of their seats expecting something big. Unfortunately, none of that came to pass. What followed was a fairly standard match, with Cody retaining his title in a underwhelming fashion. While technically sound, the match lacked emotion, suspense, and any major storyline development, leaving many disappointed, especially considering this was WWE's first premium live event on ESPN, as Triple H promised surprises, which nothing really happened. Aside from the Steeler Women's World title match earlier in the night, the show failed to live up to its historic billing. A forgettable main event capped off what felt like a missed opportunity, making Wrestlepalooza feel like more as of a average episode of Raw or SmackDown than a landmark PLE. This match was, of course, it was okay. Cody Rhodes retained his WWE Championship, which I did predict. So overall, I got 3 predictions correct and 2 incorrect. Overall, I rate the show a 5.5 out of 10, just over that halfway point. A 5.5 out of 10 because, as I mentioned, the show was honestly kind of bad. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys in today's video. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Wrestlepalooza. I hope you guys enjoyed, but it's very unlikely because me and many others among the internet absolutely hated the show. But yeah, guys, I wouldn't go as far as saying hate, but I'm just gonna say dislike. The first match that kicked off between Brock Lesnar and John Cena, Oh my god, bro, I almost cried. It was that bad. But I'm gonna stop talking about Wrestlepalooza because I do not want to talk about this show ever again. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, remember to always, always stay tribal.